Hey there, guys. How's it going? Welcome back to Flow State Activation. I'm Sumit Chatterjee, your flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today, I'm going to teach you a breathing technique that's great for anxiety and stress relief, as well as if you have a difficulty catching your breath. Okay, I used to suffer from a lot of asthma in the past, and I wish that I knew this technique back then because it really helps me. Okay. So this is a technique called Buteyko. Okay, it's by Dr. Buteyko, and it's pretty straightforward. And the weird thing about this technique is that I was doing this technique before I knew it was a technique. Okay, considering the fact that Wim Hof talks about this idea of when we hold our breath, basically what it does is it charges up the energy, and then and I'm paraphrasing here, but then when we exhale, you can send that energy to a specific part of the body, right? So let's say you have tension in your neck, you can breathe in, hold it, and send it into your neck, and you will automatically be feeling better because the blood flow will then rush to that area, right, to the neck. So that's not the technique I'm sharing today, but basically I wanted to reveal the fact that I was doing this technique even before I knew it was an actual thing, if that makes sense. So essentially, I know a lot of people, they use the technique with their nose. However, basically what I want you to do is breathe in from your nostrils and breathe out through your nostrils and then hold. Okay? And as you hold and hold and hold, you're going to get something called air hunger. Now, air hunger will kick in, which might be you squeezing your shoulders up. You'll notice tension, or you'll notice like a twitching of the back. You will notice sometimes a twitch of the face or something along those lines where you'll get air hunger, where you're like, I can't take this anymore. I need to breathe. Okay? Now, don't overdo this, obviously. You're not holding your breath for a really long time, right? But do it enough where you feel, okay, this feels like I'm getting to my limit, right? And then you just want to breathe in, breathe out again, and then breathe normally. Okay? So you're practicing this in repetitions and doing it like at least once a day, or 10 times would be a great number, but if you're doing it just once a day, it's going to have an extreme benefit because what you're telling your body is, I control this thing. I control this body. I control my breath. I control my mind. And if you can subconsciously tell your body that, you're going to have a lot more feeling that you are assertive, that you can handle situations, that you can do this, right? So I'll give you guys an example, okay, obviously. You want to follow along, you can, okay? So breathe in through your nostrils, breathe out normally, hold. Breathe in again from your nose and breathe out from your nose. Okay. That's the process. Now I'm just breathing normally. All right? Now I'm just breathing completely naturally. So obviously you don't want to do this and then get the feeling that feeling of you want to avoid that. Okay? You want to avoid the feeling of because that's not really telling your body that you're in control of the breath. It's like the breath is one. That's what you're saying subconsciously when you're like, man, that was rough. Right? You want to maintain the composure and this sense of control through this breathing method as much as you can. Maybe the first time you might do this, or you might get to that point of exhaustion with it, that I need it. But when you can do this, it makes you very, very relaxed. And, if you're breathing very slowly and you're experiencing this little bit of air hunger and you're giving yourself the pocket, the opportunity for you to do this, it's great for your flow state. And I would highly recommend, you do this with a grain of salt. I don't have to give a disclaimer, obviously, here to you guys. Like, you'll know when it feels like it's too much or you're overdoing it or overextending yourself. It's not about the effort here. It's about the effortlessness in it. Okay, so you're really looking for that effortlessness. And, I breathed over there because I felt like that was the most natural time where I was getting that air hunger. And I just noticed a little bit of it. I didn't want to overextend it, though I could have, okay? So you really want to watch out for this. And yeah, if you have problems with your breathing, I wouldn't recommend this. Obviously, check in with your medical practitioners to see if this is okay for you, for your heart condition or whatever, right? And it's just this incredible technique because when you slow down your breath, right? And what do they say? Like, I think turtles live for a really long time because they have a very slow breath, right? Now, I don't know Now, I'm not trying to be a turtle, obviously, but again, why not try and live for a really long time, right? Why not tap into that longevity through your breathing and extending your breathing pattern? So the main Buteyko technique is like 7 breaths in 1 minute or like 5 breaths in 1 minute, right? Some people can do that. It's very intense. But again, the slower you can make this thing, the more you're controlling your heart rate variability. And your HRV is a determinant of flow state. There have been a lot of studies that have shown that heart rate variability manages your flow state in a sense. So it gives you, the more slower you can make your breathing, the more ability you have to get into the flow state, okay? So a lot of people have, HTC vibes, or a lot of people have different tools or methods where they can measure their HRV through like different apps and trackers and devices. Look, the main thing you want to understand is, are you coming from an alpha wave, right? Is your brain in an alpha wave, an alpha frequency? And you can also easily do that by tuning into your feelings. Like, do you feel a relaxed wakefulness or an alertness in your senses? If you are getting that, this is a good indicator that you're managing that beta brain waves or that monkey mind or that stressed out mind, which we get immediately when we wake up, right? Cortisol spikes immediately when we get up in the morning. So when we can do that consciously and set the intention of getting into an alpha waves, there are many different other ways to get into alpha waves. If you want more techniques like that, you can always shoot me a message on Instagram and I'll show you various ways that you can quickly get into alpha waves. But yeah, I hope that you found this video to be useful and helpful to you. Have an amazing rest of your day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. See you next time.